Once upon a time, there was a land called Nyayapuram. It was not just a kingdom, it was a sacred place where righteousness resided. Under the rule of King Dharmavarma, justice walked firmly on 4 pillars. Yet one day, an incident shook the very foundation of that justice. In one of the villages of the kingdom, one day, a man named Sheshaya saw a construction happening rapidly on the plot beside his house. Filled with rage, Sheshaya rushed to the spot. Seeing work happening without his permission on his land, Sheshaya, boiling with anger, shouted, "Stop this work immediately! By what right are you carrying out construction on my land?" Hearing this, Bhaskar, who was overseeing the construction, approached Sheshaya and said, "What do you mean, your land? What documents do you have? I bought this land, and I have the necessary documents to prove it too." Shocked, Sheshaya responded angrily, "I don't believe your words. Perhaps you are mistaken. Are you sure your documents pertain to this land? This very soil holds the remains of my grandfather who spent his life here. Here, I have performed sacred rites for our ancestral spirits. This land is not for sale. Even if the sky falls down, I will never sell it." Bhaskar mocked him, saying, "Is it your ancestors' land? Should I stop my business because of your silly beliefs? You know, the 5 yards of land next to this plot is worth more than your beliefs." Unable to control his rising anger, Sheshaya shouted back, "Value is not measured in gold, Bhaskar. Value is counted through culture and emotion. You may earn profits by constructing here, but you will never find peace by insulting our beliefs." Bhaskar sneered and said, "Enough of this talk. In today's world, whether you've sold the land or not is what matters. Tell you what, I will give you 10,000 varahas right now. Make a deal with me. Otherwise, you'll lose even that." Standing firm, Sheshaya replied, "Agreement! Your 10,000 varahas are nothing compared to my grandfather's honor. This is not about money. Keep your money to yourself. I will fight for my land in the court of law. You called my belief silly. I will prove it wrong and crush your arrogance." Saying this, Sheshaya turned and walked determinedly toward the court. Bhaskar, however, remained unmoved, though fear flickered in his eyes. The next day, both Sheshaya and Bhaskar appeared before the village chief, Virasunudu. After hearing their dispute, Virasunudu said, "Sheshaya, you have a rare opportunity to present your case. If you have any documents proving ownership, please show them." With dignity, Sheshaya stepped forward, presenting his papers, saying, "My lord, this land has been passed down from my grandfather to my father and from him to me. It holds deep emotional value. We perform ancestral rites here every year. Here are the title deeds, tax receipts, and village land documents." Virasunudu carefully examined the documents, nodded slowly, and said, "These documents seem valid at a preliminary glance, but a thorough examination is needed. Until the dispute is resolved, Bhaskar, you are prohibited from carrying out any construction here." Bhaskar quickly jumped in, saying, "My lord, I purchased this land, and I too have supporting documents. This land is vital to my business. If the construction is halted, I will suffer immense losses. Please consider my documents too." Virasunudu replied, "Losses incurred naturally are acceptable, but losses due to violation of justice are destruction. You cannot proceed with any construction until the judgment is delivered. If you defy this, you will be punishable." Bhaskar fell silent, his face showing frustration, while Sheshaya experienced temporary satisfaction. Veerasanuru carefully set aside the documents and everyone dispersed. That night, Veerasanuru sat reading an old book, lost in deep thought. Suddenly, he heard a knock at his door. Curious, he went to open it and found Bhaskar standing there. Surprised, Veerasanuru asked, Who is it at this hour? Bhaskar, respectfully folding his hands, said, Forgive me, my lord, for disturbing you at this hour. Please don't be angry. My situation is critical, hence I had to come. Suspicious, Veerasanuru said, I don't know why you are here, but judicial hearings don't happen at night. Come tomorrow and present your argument. Bhaskar, pleading, said, I understand, my lord, but I am in such a dire situation that I had to come. You are known for your honesty. Yet I also know that your daughter's marriage alliance is finalized, but a dowry of 10,000 varahas is demanded, and you lack the money. Veerasanuru stopped him sternly, saying, This is a judicial matter, not a family matter. You have no right to talk about my personal life. Leave immediately. Bhaskar persisted. Please don't misunderstand me. I wish to resolve my issue legally. If I receive a favorable judgment, I will give you the 10,000 varahas you need. In effect, he indirectly offered Veerasanuru a bribe. Hearing this, Veerasanuru sat silently, his heart heavy and his mind clouded with doubts. Bhaskar continued, My lord, sometimes justice should be beneficial to everyone. I didn't forcibly take the land. I even offered Sheshaya money, but he stubbornly refused. If you can convince him to sell the land, he would get money, I would get my land, and you could arrange your daughter's marriage. Everyone benefits. Isn't that also a kind of righteousness? Veerasanuru sighed deeply, pondering in silence for a long time. Finally, he agreed to Bhaskar's suggestion and said, Fine, bring your documents tomorrow. I will review both sides' documents and deliver the judgment. Bhaskar, delighted, bowed and said, That's all I needed, my lord. Thank you. And left quietly. The next morning, the court assembled. Everyone waited eagerly to hear the verdict. Sheshaya